There we are. There we are. Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is the fourth episode of the Southern Comfort Podcast. Thank you guys for following the Facebook page. Thank you for following the Instagram page. If you know any friends who are interested in the genre or just knowing artists and just really getting to know the people behind the music that you buy the tickets for, that you go out and support, and that you want to know more on a personal level, make sure you tell them to follow the pages, Facebook and Instagram. Also tell them to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because whatever we do tonight, even though it's live right now and hot off the press, if for whatever reason you miss it, then you can always go to the YouTube channel. We're just a little bit early, but we business women, and that's what we do. So with no further ado, I want to welcome to the Southern Comfort Podcast, the one, the only, the queen of Smoothway music, Jason A.
Hello, hello. How's everybody? How are you doing, Miss Keita?
I'm doing good. It's crazy because as long as I've been on the air and talking to like thousands and thousands of people, sometimes I still get a little anxiety. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what it is. I think it's when I put these headphones on, it's like, oh, showtime. And so, but I'm good, and I'm extremely happy that you are here. You're joining me. Also, you're my first female guest.
I'm so honored. Thank
Yes,
you.
I am so excited that that you are able to join, and you were so willing and so cooperative. Shout out to Reginald Snowman.
Yes.
Snowden. How you say his name?
Snowden.
Hold on. Say it one more time.
Snowden.
Okay, Snowden. Yeah. Shout
Snowden.
out to him because he's easy to work with, and I'm just grateful. So let me start off by saying this. You have people who can sing,
Mm-hmm.
carry a note,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got people who can sing,
Mm-hmm.
and you can sing, sister. You can,
Thank you. Thank
you
you so much.
Yes, no, seriously. Like I've seen you, I've watched videos or whatever, but I've actually heard you perform live.
Mm.
It's one
Mm.
thing when you're in the studio with an engineer
Yeah.
and they are working on you and making you sound like absolutely amazing. It's something totally different when when you are live and it's just you and the microphone
Yeah.
and the people who are pulling on you in the audience, and you are able to belt it out and let it go.
Ah, I'm telling you, singing live is like it's my getaway from everything.
Yeah.
I'm singing live. It just makes me feel so happy, so alive, and to be able to feed off of the crowd. That's what I get my musical high off of, the
That
crowd's
energy.
reaction. Yes, so I perform depending on how they're reacting. So
Yeah.
it feels good.
I get it. I get it totally. So let me ask you this: where are you from?
I am from a little old town in Mississippi called Rolling Fork, Mississippi. I'm a Mississippi Delta girl.
Okay. Okay. For whatever reason, I was thinking, just assuming that you were in from St. Louis.
Oh wow. Yeah.
The reason being was because I know that your mentor and the person who has signed you is Wendell B. And so I was thinking, oh, okay, maybe he knows her from St. Louis. By the way, let's pause for a minute. How is he doing?
Wendell is doing fine. He's getting stronger and stronger day by day. We keeping him in our prayers. So
Yeah.
the stronger we get, the stronger he gets, and the more we pray, the stronger he gets. So we're just keeping it up to the Lord above.
Good deal, good deal. Well, I've reached out and I've actually posted a few things on social media, and so if he did not get a chance to see any of that or check his messages, just please let him know that he's in my prayers too, as well as everybody else. The boss, the one, the only, Mr.
Mr.
Wendell.
Wendell. I definitely will let him know. I
So,
will.
so how did that come about? Like, how did you meet Wendell? How did y'all connect? Walk me through that.
Well, actually, Wendell and I were on a show together in El Dorado, Arkansas. I actually didn't know that Win was in the building during the time that I performed, but I guess he may have, liked what he heard. So once he got up and performed, he actually stopped his show in the middle of his show, just stopped his show. And he was like, "Where's that little old girl that just got through singing?"
Not the little old girl.
Little old girl. He called me to the front. And he informed everybody that he was taught that he is always supposed to reach back and help someone, who is trying to do the same thing that he does. So he spread his wings, wrapped them around me, and told everybody that in a year or two that everybody is going to know this young lady's name. And he kept his promise, and it's been heaven sent since then.
That's good. That's a very happy story because I know
Yeah.
a lot of them don't they don't start that way. They dang sure don't end that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
that's great. Now, what got you into singing? Like that's not a voice that you just drummed up yesterday. So what?
Actually, I been singing ever since I was 4, years old, in the church choir, singing in gospel groups. So it's actually just something that I, was born with, from both sides of my family, are singers. So I just kind of, took it and kind of ran with it. So it was, bred in me.
Gotcha, gotcha. So when you decided to more from like more of the gospel church music
Mhm.
to what would be considered secular music, did you get any backlash or any like what was that like to transition from church to secular music?
Actually, my transition has been great. When I'm off, not on this road, I'm going right back to church on Sundays, when I don't have any shows. So my church family has been very supportive. Um, I'm just doing what God blessed me to do. He gave me the voice so I can, spread it around the world, and there's no telling who I might touch,
Right.
with it. So it's been good.
I'm a firm believer, like Jay, I don't necessarily think that it has to be necessarily just gospel music to touch people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's good and it's a word and it's something that resonates with people,
Yeah.
then you did a job.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I've had so many people to walk up to me and say, "You helped me through this relationship," or "You changed my mind from doing this." So, for those women to walk up to me, and let me know that, lets me know that I've done my job.
Right, right. So, you have your Denise LaSalle, you got your Millie Jacksons, which I couldn't listen to when I was little.
Yeah.
You, you got your Betty Wrights. Who was the female inspiration that made you say, you know what, I think I want to go that way? Or was it even a female inspiration at all?
Well, how I got into the Southern Soul scene, let's start there. I began singing background. So
Okay.
that's how I got my toes wet in the Southern Soul scene. Um,
Who
I
did
used
you
to
background for?
I used to sing background for Vic Allen.
Okay.
I've sang background for Marvin Cease.
Okay.
I've sang background for Nelly Tiger Travis.
Monica.
Lacey. So that's where I got my start. And once Marvin passed away, I kind of just said, "All right, it's time for you to step out there on faith and see if this thing could be something that you could do." So since then, I've been kind of stepping out on faith and doing exactly what I love. So that's how I ended up in the Southern Soul scene.
I always say, like, when you do what you love, like when you genuinely love what you do, you can spend hours and hours and hours, and you don't even realize it. You don't shut off the world, but you can
Yeah.
spend hours doing what you love, and it's not work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
a job. You just do it.
Doing what you love.
You just
That's
do
it.
what you love. It's almost like breathing.
Exactly. So
So
easy.
yeah. So okay, so I know as a woman in the industry, now I don't not a singer, but
Hmm.
like just being in radio, we're both in very male dominated industries.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
it is what it is. Um, do you ever get that question, do you write your own music?
Hmm.
Because sometimes people tend to think women we're puppets. They always think that there's a man above you who is pulling strings and telling you what to say and telling you how to act and going so on and so forth. But like as far as you, do you ever get that, like people thinking that, oh well, it's Wendell?
Yes, I have gotten that question so many times. And that's like normally the first question, that everybody will ask. So, do you write your own music? So, where did the inspiration come from? These are life stories. Wen and I, we sat down and we had deep conversations, things that I've been through in life If I haven't been through them, there's a young lady out there that has been through it. So we just decided to go ahead and put life stories and real, real scenarios into a song, and just try to reach everybody out there.
So you had a big say so in what well, you have a big say so rather in what you put out,
Yes, yes,
what you sing about.
yes,
And how
yes.
okay, so that's good to know because I think unfortunately because of how the industry has been for so long, I mean, since like the dinosaur days,
Yeah.
women don't always feel like they have a voice. And
Right.
women don't always feel like they can be genuinely who they are.
Hmm.
And especially without having a male figure or someone above them to really, really validate them. And
Hmm. Hmm.
it's good that I love the fact that he gave you that freedom to
Hmm.
be you, to speak up,
Hmm.
sing about the things that you want to sing about. And I'm happy that you decided to just go for it and
Yeah.
actually do it because somebody needs it.
Somebody needs it. Exactly. I tell my mom all the time that the men have enough representatives out here. They have enough people out here, men representing them. What happened to the ladies? So I am here for the ladies. I am speaking up for the ladies. If no one else says it, Jason A will say it.
Exactly. I same way, when in radio it's almost as if you progress and you go from maybe being a weekend personality to a midday personality to a PD or whatever, people automatically want to know, well, who do you know?
How? Yeah.
And it's like, how dare you like downplay my talent?
Right.
You know, and or better yet, more than anything, how dare you downplay God's plan?
Exactly. Exactly.
I didn't choose this. It chose me. And so, yeah, so I'm excited about that. Let me ask you, do you ever get like, with women, we have these societal um expectations
Hmm.
on us. Society expects for us to be either slim or you gotta be thick or you gotta be slim thick. You gotta
Right.
have weave, wig, what natural hair, whatever the case may be. Do you experience that and how you deal with it?
Well, I haven't experienced that, just yet. I'm not saying that I won't. Um, but you have to be comfortable in your own skin. You have to love you first. Um, and be true to yourself. Even though, they say you might have to look a certain way, you have to dress a certain way, do what you do best and let that shine through and just let that make a difference and show a difference that I don't have to be what you say I have to be in order to make it. So I just stay true to myself. I be that sassy, little country girl from Mississippi. I hold my head up high and I walk in the room as if I have on a pair of $3,000 shoes.
You hear me? Because I've seen you with the whole the extensions, the 24s, the 25 inches
Yeah.
inch hair, and I'm seeing you now, and you look beautiful, by the way. Like just rocking, your natural and just your authentic self, and I love it. And I don't choose. I'm the type of person. Listen. Let me tell you something. You may see me next week. Well, probably not because my locks are kind of big, but like I would go from color to color,
Come on.
hairstyle to hairstyle. What do I want today? How do I feel today? Because I feel like I can rock anything. So
Yes, yes. My mom tells me, girl, you need to stick with one thing. I say, look, I don't feel the same day by day. I'm changing.
exactly. If I want to rock green hair today, it may be some money coming my way. I don't know. But I'm
Hey,
gonna go with that energy today.
take it.
That's exactly what I would do. So you know, we stop. Okay, so here she is. I told you about her. Yeah, she's down here. Chill out. So let me ask you, if you decided to collaborate with anybody, male or female, it doesn't matter,
Hmm.
who would be your ideal person? And they don't have to be someone from Southern Soul, like just anyone that you can hear yourself on their track and vice versa. Who would it be?
Fantasia.
Okay.
Fantasia. Yes. That girl right there is, I've been following her ever since American Idol. So
Yeah.
I feel like I grew up, with her. So Fantasia, because she is a peer. So yes.
Yeah, Fantasia. One thing about Fantasia is she's consistent in her vocals. I
Very.
don't know if I've ever heard Fantasia have a bad. day on stage, or just singing in the living room with her family. Like she
Mm-hmm.
always, she's always on point, and it's because it's just in her.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's in her. So let's talk a little bit about your songs.
Okay, let's go.
Trying to see, where do I want to, which song do I want to start with? Okay, so let's start with this one.
Hmm.
Um, I ain't no side piece.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about, side pieces now are a big thing.
Hmm.
Not to say they never were, but they are really, um, it's a business.
Yeah.
It's a business now, and a lot of the women who, or men too. Me, I'm just gonna say side piece, period, and it's not gender specific, but it's a whole thing,
Hmm.
and there's a certain expectation that comes that a side piece expects. There's a
Hmm.
certain expectation in regard to whether it's monetarily, whether it's attention, whether it's time, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
The side piece today ain't what the side piece used to be. I can remember a point in time when, back in the day, when it was like, okay, yeah, we doing what we doing, but you better not
But
come home. You better not come to my house. It better not reach my wife. It better not reach my girlfriend, whatever the case may be. So in this situation with your song, it gave me Shirley Brown vibes a little bit.
yes.
Yeah, you had a lady call you and was like, "Hey," and you're like, "What you calling me for?" And you're like, she said, "I'm calling to speak to your man."
Yes. That
Did
now that I'll be down in a minute. That's I'll be down in a
That
minute.
I'll be down in a minute. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's I'll be down in a minute. So let's go back to side pieces. Well, let's touch on that one right now.
Okay.
So you went on throughout the song and you talked about how you're like, I've been through too much with this man. Like
Hmm.
basically, I'm not about to let him go. It is what it is. From his Nikes. When you said your name cutting his hair, I said, well,
Yes.
damn.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You can't, baby,
I
side piece, you can't go nowhere with this man because my name cutting his
my
hair.
in his hair.
That part right there. So you talked about, like, like, I'm not giving them up. I'm not going nowhere. You little did you do what you need to do, or whatever the case may be. So my question to you is, at what point in time, though,
Hmm.
as the woman, do you
Hmm.
just say, you know what, they can have you,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
got
You know, and I've had a lot of women to ask me that question also. Um, the song "I'll Be Down in a Minute," you have to listen really, really closely to "I'll Be Down in a Minute," because in the song it actually lets you know that in the second verse that I cheated on him first.
I heard it. I heard it. Yes. I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I cheated on him first, and he took me back. So when he did the same thing, I at least had to show him a little bit of decency, you
Uh-huh.
know, at least take him back also. But I had to let him know that if you don't go downstairs and handle that sister, even though this has been months ago, years ago, however long ago, even though this has been this long, if you don't go downstairs and handle her and get her from my front door, then I'm gonna have to handle her myself.
I'm gonna
But
put my
me,
house shoes
lady,
on.
but me being a lady, I'm gonna give you the opportunity, and you confront her. But if you don't get it straight, then I will.
So in real life, is that how that would have happened?
Yeah.
For Jay. Is
I can't say,
that how you would have handled that?
my I probably would have jumped too quick. That probably wouldn't have happened. But that's the civilized part in me.
Right. Yeah. Because I heard you say, like, I'm about to put my house shoes on,
Yes.
down these steps. I'm coming down these stairs. I'll be down in a minute, and
Hmm.
you need to handle that type
Right.
thing. Does that ever actually
Right.
happen though to you?
The part of it happened. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Part
So
of it
this
happened.
where you like kind of came up with the song.
Yes. Exactly. Life situations.
So let's talk about side piece, because you said you ain't trying to be one.
Nobody side piece lover. We're too good and too beautiful to be somebody's side piece, male or female.
And you said that he was like, I'm just there till the kids get
Get
grown.
on.
Yeah. So how do you like it when you find yourself in a situation like that? Like, how do you really, because there are some side pieces with a married men or taken men or whatever, and they had a whole relationship.
Yeah, a
The
whole.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
at what point do you cut it off in the beginning when you first figure out? Because that's what you did in the song. You were like, you got your ring on. You came over here. You need to go do some push-ups. Get strong.
That's exactly what happened. Cut it off from the door. Saw that ring and I was like, okay, this is not for me. You don't need to be in my house. I'm gonna need you to see your way out, sir, because I'm too good. I don't need to be hidden behind closed doors. I say in my show, don't pull no sheets over my face. You need to see me. I need to
Yeah,
be walking side by side with my
that
man.
part. Yeah. You need to see what you're dealing with.
Yes.
You need to see what you're dealing with. So do you have anything coming up like in the near future? Are you looking to do a new album? You trying to drop a single? What you got coming?
Well, right now we're still kind of, just pushing the regular, the album that just dropped in November last year. So we're still pushing songs off of it because it's so many songs that many people haven't heard yet. So, I don't want to step on it too much, but
Right.
I'm doing some features. So there's no telling who I might be doing a feature with next and what might be coming out. But we're steady working on new music, to put out there to the people.
Are there any other artists that are signed to Smoothway that we should be on the lookout for?
Right now it's just myself, Wendell B, and Wendell's son. He's a rapper. They call him the Cayman Hooligan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
And
And then also, I saw on something that you were on. I'm trying to. It had to be on YouTube
mm-hmm,
where you have like this promo
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
doing. Now that doesn't include all your songs.
No, it didn't include all my songs.
Are you
That
gonna put another one?
that was it for my album release party? Because it's a lot of promo videos on there. Was it about the album release
I,
party?
I don't. I'm not sure that it was for the album release. I just know that it was a promo with the main. I guess probably your first release is off the album or
Yeah,
whatever. You said there are a lot of songs that haven't really
right.
been in the forefront. What's your favorite song on the album?
Uh, I'm gonna say I'll be down in a minute. That's my baby. That was the very first song that was released, off of the album Decency. So it touched my heart. It was true. But the one that really, really, really touches my heart is the
Let
song
me guess. Hold on. Let me guess. Let me guess. Is it On the Avenue?
It's actually You Ain't Gotta Cry No More. The song
Okay.
that
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because On the Avenue is my favorite.
Yes, I love that too.
I love that song, and it's called what now? You don't have to cry no more.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Mm.
Okay. All right.
I call it Mama Song. That's what I call it.
Yeah, yeah. The song that we talked about earlier. I was listening to you talk about how your mom. This is kind of funny. It's kind of sad too at the same time. How your mom worked and how she would come home and didn't even have an appetite to eat, but she would
Yeah.
shower and do it all over again.
Yes.
So let me tell you about me, and I know my mom was listening. Hey, mama. She would work overnight and she would call me. This is before texting and all that stuff. She would call and say, "Take out the ground beef or take out the chicken out of the freezer."
Yeah.
You think I did it? I
Yeah.
would do it like right before I knew she was coming home, because I didn't want to get in trouble. But you look, hindsight is 2020, especially once you're older and you're grown and you've experienced these things on your own. And it's like I could have did a better job than that. But I listened to your stuff. I listened to that song and I was like, wow, I can relate to that. I can relate to that. How is your mom?
She is great. She is happy, healthy. She's walking around here somewhere.
Oh, is she? Well, good. Well, good, good. Well, I like to end the show with this game. I'll call it game. It's called Plead the Fifth.
Gotcha.
Okay. So at any given point in time, when we talking, you can plead the fifth. If you don't want to answer the question, no pressure. But I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. So my first question. So Jay,
Mm-hmm.
we're going on a girls' night out.
Mm-hmm.
We about to go out, let our hair down. We're gonna have a good time. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what we drinking on and what we listening to on the in the car.
I'm probably drinking me a glass of Patron and cranberry juice or
Okay.
a glass of wine, and I'm probably listening to some Beyonce.
Uh-oh, uh-oh,
Right.
uh-oh. Right. Okay. So next question. Have you ever been a side piece?
No, I have never been a side piece.
Ever.
I cut that off. The song tells you when I saw that ring, I cut it off.
So before that Jason A, the old Jason A was never a side piece.
No, and never been a side piece.
Okay. All right. So have you had any work done on your body?
No, I have not.
Would you do it?
Yes.
Oh, me too. And then the thing about it, I wouldn't even try to hide it.
Ooh,
It's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm
If I did, it wouldn't be anything, big. It would be something, real minor.
like what, like a tummy tuck or like a BBL.
No, I'm too scared. I'm scared of the BBLs. Probably, maybe like a tummy tuck or something like that.
Okay. See, I guess I'm a risk taker because I'm like, okay, sign me up.
No, no, they can have the BBL.
Sign me up. Okay, so does it go down in your DM?
Yes, it goes down in my DM. I have to block a lot of individuals in my DM.
What's the craziest thing you got on your DM? Like, I mean, in your DM, like, what's the craziest thing that was like, okay, yeah, you want some other stuff? Block.
Uh, I came to your show and I saw you had a ring on your finger, and I was real hurt. So
Hurt by what?
and I'm like, who told you that you may have had a chance? Like, I don't remember having that conversation with you at all.
Wow.
And he saw a ring on my finger.
So when you when you block them, do they try other avenues to get to you? Because
Yeah.
I'll block somebody in a heartbeat on social media. Now in the world, I got to deal with you if I happen to see you, but on
Mhm.
social media, I don't have to deal with you at all. But
Right.
sometimes I get to block people on different platforms. Like I'll block Facebook, done, gone. But then I'll get a DM or something, and they're they're coming through Instagram, and it's like,
That part. Yeah. Yes. They're gonna find whatever avenue they can take to get in touch. Yes.
whatever avenue, whatever gets them in the door, whatever gets them an opportunity to, I guess, at least see that you read it.
Right.
Sometimes that's all it takes is just to see
And
that
they
you actually read it
keep sending and keep sending.
and keep sending and keep sending. Okay, so my last thing, I need you to finish this sentence for me. And you haven't played the fifth at all.
No. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna be truthful.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so beware of a man that blank. What are your red flags? What beware of a man who does whatever.
Hmm. Beware of a man who lies to you from the jump.
Okay. Okay. But
Because
what if you don't really actually know he lying? You a whole 6 months into the relationship, and like you know what I'm saying? Like how do you know that? How do you figure that out?
and a woman's intuition, you know, we have a gut feeling about things. Sometimes we can even look at a person and be like, oh, that person right there looks like they may be kind of shisty. That's my grandmother used to call it mother wit. you know,
She called it what?
mother wit.
Mother wit. Okay.
Yes. So, women, we just have that thing about us, especially when you're a real one. You can kind of sense another real person.
Right.
Mhm.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes some of us are so like hungry to be loved, and we desire so much to just be wanted, and we completely, it's right there and it's flashing.
Yeah.
It's not just a red flag, it's flashing, but
Mhm.
we'll ignore it and we'll keep it, we'll continue on until it just slaps us in the face, and it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah, and it's too late then.
by that time it's too late. Hopefully you don't have no kids. And
Uh-huh.
and no legal binding documents or
Exactly.
anything like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, so okay, you did great. Like I feel like I should have asked something that would have made you. Jay, I wanted to make you plead the fifth. Maybe I'll just have to call you and ask.
That might be one conversation right there.
You said what?
That might be a one-on-one conversation
We
right
can
there.
keep it at that. We can definitely keep it at that. Well, again, I just want to thank you for joining us, and I'm super excited to see where your career is going. Where do you see yourself going? Where do you want to go in this industry
Mhm.
as a Southern Soul female artist?
I just want my name to be remembered, of someone who put out good, timeless music. I want to be able to produce music that you can listen to 15, 20 years from now and it still feels new to you. So I just want to make sure that I could reach somebody with my music, produce good music, and get my mama that Grammy that I've been working towards.
She's waiting on it. She's counting on you.
Yeah.
She knows it's coming. So, if you had any information or any wisdom, I'd say you would like to share with anyone who's deciding to come into this industry, well, Southern Soul, that sector, or just singing, period. Just what information and what wisdom would you share with them, especially being that sometimes as women we can be a little catty.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
have that aspect, of course. Then you have the aspect of being in a male dominated industry. What would you share?
Well, be true to yourself. Step in it, mean what you say what you mean. You know, don't be so headstrong to where you don't listen, because there are some good people out there that's willing to, reach out and help you. And I've been blessed to have that person. But just be true to yourself. Make sure that you're making music that's true to what you feel. Everyday situations, live situations, something that someone might go through. You never know what you may write or who you may touch. So just be true to yourself and don't let anyone knock you down. Just go in and just pray about it, and God will give you exactly what you want and what you need.
Just be you, authentically yourself.
Yes.
Jay, are you married? You got any like a boyfriend, a fiance? You got any kids?
I have a boyfriend, but I do not have any kids.
Okay, well, I still didn't make you plead the fifth. I'm done. I'm done. I am done. But no, I thank you so much for joining tonight. How can people get in touch with you or find out where you're going to be in the
Mhm.
upcoming the remainder of the year? The year's almost over. Can you
I
believe it?
Right, almost. But you can follow me on Facebook under Jason A. Smoothway's Queen. You can follow me under Instagram under Jackie Sine. I'm on TikTok under Jason A. And my booking number is 1-888-682-8850. And I will have that information on my Facebook page, so you'll be able to find that number for booking, and show dates on my Facebook pages.
Okay. And if you shoot it to me, I'll share it as well.
Definitely, I will. I sure
All
will.
right. Thank you so much. It's been great.
It has. It's
If
been
you
great.
have that one-on-one, I can be raw and uncut as I choose to. So just get ready to plead the fifth. It's
I,
coming.
I thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the opportunity. I really
You
do.
you are so welcome, guys. Thank you all for joining the one, the only, the queen of Smoothway music, Jason A. So excited for what she has going on. Make sure you follow her. Also, make sure you go on the YouTube page for Southern Comfort Podcast. That's with a K, so Southern Comfort with a K, like Keita. And go on there and subscribe. Also, follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. All right, Jay.
Love you, Queen. Have a
Love
great
you too. You as well. Thank you guys for joining.